Kamen Rider.
Decay, 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 no!
Hi guys, I hope everyone enjoyed the holidays and enjoyed Christmas. But today's video, I'm going to be giving you my review for Kamen Rider Gavv episode 13. Without further ado, let's begin with the review. Okay, so the episode opens up with Shoma talking to his uncle at, his uncle's, place of living, his lair or hideout. And he's talking about, Hanto and how he got his powers and how Hanto can use basically his Gochizos to fight the Granudes, and Shoma's wondering how Hanto hasn't been able to produce any Gochizos, and Shoma's uncle basically said that, well, he's not like you, Shoma. He's not half Granudes like you. He's only been modified and basically been able to use the powers of basically your minions / Gochizos and been able to use the technology, our technology, to transform into, what the humans call you, a Kamen Rider. So basically, this, Hanto person, your friend, is not like you where he can produce, minions / Gochizos. He's only been modified to only use the powers and use the forms like you. And so Shoma's like, oh, I get it now. And then, they talk, and eventually, Shoma's like, well, I gotta get back to work. And then we cut to, a scene with Shita and Jeep. They're still pissed off that they've been fired from the Stomach Inc. and that they're trying to see how they can defeat essentially Shoma / Kamen Rider Gavv. And so they're plotting their scheme to try to defeat Shoma later on in the episode, that we figure out later on the episode, at the end of the episode. But we'll get to that. And then we cut to, Shoma at, Shoma and Satsuki. And Satsuki shows Shoma a cake, a French cake. I think it's a Guccilis. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing the cake. Well, basically, Satsuki makes this French cake, and she shows it off to Shoma, and Shoma's like super excited that he sees a cake for the first time, a real tasty cake for the first time. And Satsuki says, well, I made this cake for a Christmas party, and it's for, a kid's Christmas party. And Shoma's like, but it's not Christmas yet. And Satsuki says, well, it's basically sort of a test drive, if you would. I made it so that I can make a, proper cake for everyone. And I thought we could taste this cake together. And so, Shoma's super excited. So Shoma and Satsuki both eat the cake. And Shoma gets super, super excited. And basically, Shoma makes a new Gochizo, that being his sort of like French Christmas cake sort of Gochizo, or whatever you want to call it. Again, I'm already forgetting what the form is called. But the cake is named as well. Well, basically, Shoma enjoys the cake. He makes a new Gochizo, which is the form that you see on screen, but we'll talk about that one a little bit sooner. And then we cut to Hanto, researching more information about how he can, fight more Granudes and how he can save more people. And then we get to see more people talking. I forgot to mention, Hanto is in this sort of cafe, looking up, how he can defeat more Granudes and save more people. And we see some other people just talking about how, this Kamen Rider Gavv guy is basically, still kind of scary, and that we still can't trust these guys or these monsters that have been kidnapping people, especially that Kamen Rider Gavv. And Hanto's still pissed off, is a little bit pissed off, but also sad that, Shoma, his new friend Shoma, an ally, is basically, still not accepted by the people and still treated as a monster, even though Hanto knows that Shoma is not a monster. He's trying his best to save people like him and try to protect people as well. So Hanto's a little bit sad, but also pissed off as well. And then we cut to, to Stomach Inc. And then we see, Longo, that's the main villain. That's the CEO of, the president / CEO of, Stomach Inc. He brings in a new Granude for Neville. That Neville is the scientist of, Stomach Inc. He's the one that, that he's the scientist that's been, upgrading, the Granude's powers. But basically, Longo brings, Neville a new granite, for him to experiment to give him more upgraded powers. And then we cut to, this granite saying, what do I have to do? And then Neville say, well, lay down and I'm gonna experiment on you. And then we get to see, Longo's walking through the hallways, and we get to see Gota, that's the other female villain, and she's just talking to Longo on how Sheeta Jeep been fired, and Longo says, I could care less. Basically, Longo's like, I don't give a shit. And then we cut to Shoma and Satsuki are making a cake. And it's a really funny and cute scene where Shoma's trying to learn how to make a cake with Satsuki, and Satsuki's teaching Shoma how to make a cake. And it's a very funny process, really funny gag, a really cute gag at the same time. And we get to see, Satsuki just saying that it makes her feel happy to, make a cake with Shoma, and seeing that, their cake is going to bring so much joy to people and kids. And then Shoma gets happy too, and then Shoma gets a sad flashback of his childhood, of where him and his mom couldn't eat regular human food, especially tasty treats like cake, and so they had to eat like these dark treats, or basically like these sort of like granite food, and it made him and his mother sad. And we cut to Shoma's like, yeah, I'm happy that we can make a cake together. And then we cut to a granite. We cut to our villain of the week, that being our granite, basically playing a guitar and basically kidnapping people. And then we cut to eventually Shoma and Satsuki. I forgot to mention before the scene with them, Shoma and Satsuki making a cake. There's a scene with Shoma and Satsuki, at the grocery store buying their ingredients. I forgot to mention that earlier. Sorry, but basically they're both Shoma and Satsuki, at the grocery store. They're buying ingredients to buy a cake, and we see Shoma, talking to his Gochiso, saying, "Can you find this missing person and let me know so I can save them?" And so Shoma's Gochiso, are going to find the person. And that I forgot to mention, that scene comes before them making a cake. And then we cut to Hanto, and he's he sees the granite. He finds out the granite is kidnapping people, and he eventually finds the person that was kidnapped. And so Hanto chases after the granite, and Hanto's all pissed off, and he says, I'm gonna defeat you and save those people. And so Hanto transforms into his Kamen Rider form and basically fights the granite. And then we cut to Shoma. Shoma eventually gets the news, and then Shoma's there to try to help Hanto. But we see an agent there, one of Longo's agents. They're trying to distract Shoma, and so we see Shoma says to Hanto, "Hey, can you carry this? Can you handle this granite? I'm gonna fight the agent." And then Hanto's like, "Yeah, I got this." And so Hanto fights the granite, and Shoma fights the agent. And so we cut to see this scene with Hanto fighting the granite. And it's a really, cool fight scene. And also there's this really, funny gag where Hanto and, the Granutes are fighting under the water. Under, this, water. And we get to see, the Granute, since, the Granute disguised as a guitar player. We see, the Granute just basically playing in the water with Hanto. And Hanto's like, hey, stop that. Let me destroy you. And then there's this really poppy love song playing, and they're playing in the water. It's a funny gag. I understand, it's kind of funny. And then eventually Hanto gets a clear shot and uses his weapon to manage to get a hit at the Granute. Eventually the Granute's like, what the fuck? And essentially it's like, what the fuck? And we get to see Hanto eventually gets the stolen people, the people that have been imprisoned. And we get to see the Granute's like, what the hell? It took me 20 years to capture these people. And then Hanto's like, wait, 20 years? Do you know this monster? And he shows us the picture of the drawing that he did of the Granute that kidnapped his mom when he was a kid. And then the Granute's like, how the hell should I know? I don't care about that. And so the Granute managed to disappear, and Hanto's like, damn it. And we cut to, Shoma fighting the agent. Shoma uses his other forms. He uses his other forms to, defeat, the agent. And then we cut to Sheeta and Jeep are there. And then Shoma's like, Sheeta Jeep, you're here? And then Sheeta's Jeep like, we will defeat you, and we will finally return to Stomach Inc. And so Sheeta and Jeep finally reviews their monster forms, and their monster forms look pretty cool and awesome. And Shoma's like, oh no. And then Shoma uses his new cake form. And again, I'm forgetting the name of this cake form. I'm sorry, guys. But basically, it's the image that you see here. Basically, Shoma uses cake form to try to, get the upper edge on Sheeta and Jeep. But Shoma's having a hard time on Sheeta and Jeep. Sheeta and Jeep are way too strong for Shoma. And so Shoma tries using his other forms. He uses his marshmallow form and tries to, for defense. That doesn't work. He goes back to using his base form. That doesn't work. And when Sheeta and Jeep are using their final attack, Shoma uses his cake form to try to, even out the odds again. But that doesn't work. And then Shoma uses his marshmallow form trying to get a defense again. And that doesn't work. So Sheeta and Jeep uses their final attack on Shoma. And Shoma gets defeated. And Shoma falls off the cliff. And the episode ends off there. But overall, what are my thoughts on this episode? Episode 13 was a pretty solid episode. I love seeing, Shoma and Satsuki, just bonding together and just, making a cake in this episode. I love seeing their interactions. I love seeing more of Shoma, and I love seeing more of the villain side of things. And I also love seeing Shoma getting his new cake form, and I love seeing Shoma's cake form in action. It's pretty cool, pretty awesome, and I can't wait to review the next episode. But other than that, this was a pretty solid episode, pretty good episode, and overall, I hope you guys like and enjoyed my review for Kamen Gavv episode 13. And yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Make sure to like and share this video. Also, stay tuned for my review for Kamen Gavv episode 14 and 15. That's coming on the channel, so stay tuned for that. And stay tuned for more Transformers and Tokusatsu videos on the channel. And stay tuned for more non-Tokusatsu related videos on the channel. And I also be planning on posting a video about Transformers Prime Galvatron's Revenge. So stay tuned for that video on the channel. And stay tuned for more content on the channel in general. But yeah, guys, make sure to like and share this video. Also, subscribe to the channel. By subscribing to the channel, you'll be really supporting me as a content creator and really supporting me as a and really supporting the channel. And yeah, I'll see you guys next video. Bye, guys.